Hello everyone, it's great to be back here today. So in this video, I'm going to debunk some myths that we have about coaching and counseling and even therapy. Many of us, of course, are not comfortable with such things. We don't like exposing ourselves. We don't like sharing the problems that we have. But in doing that, we get stuck in our problems and our challenges where we could actually move from point A to point B. And sometimes it's not even that we have problems. It's just that we want to become better people. We want to move from mediocre to really excellent production in whatever area of our lives. So I wanted to write a professional book. And I decided to get a coach. And I was in coaching for 12 months. But at the end of the 12 months, not only did I have a professional book, I also was able to land a TEDx talk. So all these things are important for our lives, for growth, for development, and even for help if we need it. I always tell people, Oprah has coaches, not just one, not just two. She has coaches for different areas of her life. So, we all can definitely use some coaching. And I do have a personal problem. It bothers me when I see people struggling in some areas, but the solutions and answers are here and they refuse to take those opportunities, but rather they want to complain and blame things and blame people when you could actually get help. So I know that many of us will do it if not for these myths that we have. And so that's why we want to talk about them today. So I talked about the fact that we're not comfortable living our comfort zone, but to actually grow and do better, we need to be ready to do that. Some people think that coaching or counseling or therapy is for only crisis situations, but that could not be farther from the truth. Sometimes it's just for your personal growth. It's like I said, it's just for your relationships to be better and for you to achieve your goals. Like in my case, what I wanted to do, that coaching helped me with. Some people think it's a sign of weakness. Oh, why do I have to share my problems? That means I'm not capable of handling my problems. But I like to submit that the fact that you can actually recognize that you have problems or challenges or that you need help and you seek that help, you are proactive in seeking the help, actually means that you are a strong person. Some people think it's only for crazy people. I don't have to go talking to people about my issues, about my emotional issues or mental issues. If that's the case, I'm not crazy, but it's not about being crazy. I remember one of my daughters telling me that she actually went for therapy to be able to manage her time because she was just overwhelmed with working and being in grad school and all of this. And the therapist was able to help her. And I think, our younger people are really taking advantage of these things. Many of us could really use coaching, help in things that we are dealing with, even as women, as men. We could get this help, but we're just holding on to our issues and not getting help. Some people think that, okay, when you talk about coaching or counseling, then it's immediate result. No. There's no quick fix. You have to be willing to put in the time, to put in the effort, to put in the resources before you can get to where you want to go. And then some people say, well, coaching, counseling is too expensive, it's unaffordable. And I'm going to dwell on that a little bit. And I'm going to use the example of couples who are trying to get married. We've had the privilege, by God's grace, to have 2 daughters get married. So we know how much wedding costs. And we know that 99% of what you spend money on is only about that day. The beautiful hall that you want, the decoration, the decoration person is going to get paid. You're going to pay for the hall. You're going to pay for the caterer. You pay for the DJ. Some people also want a band. You pay for the cake. I mean, it's countless what you pay for. You know what I mean if you've been there or if you're planning your wedding. But out of all these things, when you wake up the next day, which one of this is yours? You can't go back to the hall. You can't get the food back. You can't have the DJ. I mean, none of it. Maybe your rings, yes. And maybe your video and your pictures. But how many people actually go back to look at pictures or videos after like 6 months? How many people sit down and say, I want to watch my wedding video? The one thing that would be useful for you, extremely useful for you on the day after your wedding, is whatever premarital coaching you got. And I'm not talking about, rushing to your pastor and getting some 4 weeks of quick things just because we're not getting married. At OptimumFamilies, we do 6 months of premarital coaching. And to the glory of God, our graduates have something to say about how it actually helps them, prepares them for marriage, and helps them through the challenges of marriage, especially in the first few years. But you can imagine that you spend all that money, and actually it's funny that a lot of people actually think that premarital coaching or counseling should be free. Well, why isn't the food free? The cake isn't free. The DJ isn't coming for free. No vendor that you are using for one day is giving you anything for free. But this is something that's going to last you forever, for the life of your marriage. So you need to think about that when you're making your marriage plans, when you're putting the dollars to all the things that you need to spend money on. You need to put premarital coaching, and you need to be able to pay for that. It's not expensive. It's the value that you apply to it. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm talking too much about it. Some people think that coaching is a one-size-fits-all, and that's not true. When you are in a coaching program, it's designed for you, for your needs, and that makes it even more effective than maybe just reading a book or just watching something on video and things like that. Some people think it's only for individuals, but no, you could have group coaching, you could have coaching with your family, with your children, with your spouse, and even individually, yes. And some people think, well, how can talking help? Just sitting there talking to someone, what can that do? But no. Talking through your feelings and your thoughts actually help you to get to the next level, to get some insight, to make some changes. And even your coach, of course, is going to give you the tools and strategies that you need. And then some people feel like, well, how can I trust a stranger? Well, people who are coaches and counselors and therapists have actually been trained to be trustworthy and to keep confidences, so you can be sure that that is not a problem. They don't have all the answers, but they're there to guide you, to help you find your own solutions so you can do well. So what are you going to do? Right now, my husband and I are part of a monthly marriage support group, and all of us who are there know that it has helped our marriages so much. So whether it's a support group, whether it's coaching, whether it's counseling, whether it's therapy, you need to go outside of yourself to do better. So what would you like to do? Send me a DM. Let me know. Do you want to use any of these services? Let's see if we can work together so that you can go to where you want to go. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. God bless.